The desert doesn't kill you instantly. It first makes you feel remembered, then it erases you. The map arrived without a name. No sender, no explanation, just sand trapped inside the folded paper. Dr. Ayan Malik stared at it under the yellow desk light. His fingers trembled, not from fear, but recognition. The map showed a desert that did not exist, at least not anymore. There were no borders, no country names, only one sentence written in faded ink. What is forgotten never dies. Ayan had spent his life studying erased places, villages wiped from wars, cities buried after disasters. But this desert was different. It was missing on purpose. Every satellite image showed blank land. Every archive had torn pages. Every elder he questioned went silent. One old man had whispered only this before dying. The desert remembers faces. 3 weeks later, Ayan stood at the edge of the sand. The air felt heavier than heat. Even the wind moved slowly as if tired. His guide refused to go further. "People don't get lost there," the guide said, eyes shaking. "They get accepted." Ayan stepped forward alone. The sand was warm, too warm. After just 1 mile, his compass stopped. His watch froze at 11:11. Then he heard footsteps behind him. But when he turned, there was no one. Only sand. As night fell, the desert changed color. Not dark, pale. White sand under a white moon. That's when Ayan saw them. Tents. Hundreds of them. Old, torn, empty. But fires were still burning. Ayan whispered, "Hello?" The wind replied with a voice that was not wind. It said his name, exactly the way his mother used to say it. Ayan dropped to his knees. Tears touched the sand, and the desert finally spoke clearly. "You came because you were forgotten too." Far away beneath the dunes, something shifted. The desert had noticed him. The last caravan. The desert did not sleep. After the voice spoke his name, Ayan could not move. The sand beneath his knees felt soft, almost welcoming. When dawn came, the tents were gone. No ashes, no fabric, only smooth sand, as if nothing had ever stood there. Ayan stood up slowly. His footprints behind him were disappearing, erased by a gentle wind that did not touch anything else. He checked his recorder. It was still running, but instead of silence it played whispers, voices overlapping, men, women, children, all saying the same sentence. We walked together. By midday Ayan saw them, bones. Not scattered, standing. Dozens of skeletons upright, leaning on wooden staffs, facing the same direction. Their clothes were dust, but their posture was patient. A caravan. The last one. Ayan approached carefully. No fear rose in him, only sadness. One skeleton still had a journal tied to its ribs with rope. Ayan opened it. The pages crumbled except one, written in shaking ink. Day 12. We are not lost. The desert is guiding us. Ayan's chest tightened. Guiding. Where? As the sun lowered, shadows grew long, but the skeletons cast none. Suddenly one staff fell. Ayan jumped back. Then another. The bones began to collapse, not forward but backward, as if pulled by something beneath the sand. The desert was taking them again. Ayan shouted, "Stop!" The wind rose for the first time. Sand circled him like a wall. From inside it, a deep voice spoke, older than time. They reached where they belonged. The sand settled. The bones were gone. Only one thing remained on the ground. A child's sandal. Too small, too clean. Ayan picked it up. It was warm. That night he dreamed while awake. He saw the caravan alive, families walking, laughing, trusting the desert. Then one by one they stopped aging. They stopped dying. They stopped leaving. Ayan understood something terrifying. The desert did not kill them. It kept them. When he woke, words were carved in the sand beside him. Do you walk alone? Ayan stared at the horizon. For the first time, he felt it. The desert was asking permission. The city under sand. Ayan did not answer the question. Do you walk alone? The words slowly collapsed as the wind passed over them. Like the desert was tired of waiting. He walked forward. By noon, the sand changed. It became firmer, colder, as if something solid slept beneath it. Then Ayan saw the first sign, a stone step, half buried, worn smooth by feet that no longer existed. He brushed the sand away. Another step, then another. Stairs. They led downward. Ayan followed. With every step the air grew quieter, not silent, but heavy, like a held breath. At the bottom the sand opened. A street, a full city lay beneath the desert. Buildings leaned toward each other, frozen mid-collapse. Doors stood open, windows unbroken. No decay, no bodies, just absence. Ayan walked through the streets. His footsteps echoed, but always with a second echo, slightly delayed. Inside one house a table was set, bread untouched. Cups filled, still clear with water. Ayan whispered, "Where did you go?" The city answered by opening a door behind him. He turned. In the center square stood a tower. Black stone, no carvings, no name. As Ayan approached, he noticed something carved into the ground around it. Names, hundreds, scratched deep, some crossed out, some circled, some half erased. He recognized one, his own, Ayan Malik. His knees weakened. He hadn't told the desert his full name. The tower door opened by itself. Inside it was dark, but not empty. A voice spoke, calm and familiar. "You are late." Ayan stepped inside. The walls were covered in mirrors, not reflections, memories. He saw himself as a child, ignored in crowded rooms. As a student, praised then forgotten. As a man, publishing truths no one read. The desert did not show lies. It showed wounds. At the center of the room stood a man, not old, not young, unchanged. "I stayed," the man said. "I listened." Ayan asked, "Stayed where?" The man smiled gently. "Where the forgotten are finally seen." The mirrors cracked. Sand poured in from the ceiling. The city trembled. The man's voice echoed one last time. "Once you are remembered here, you can never leave unchanged." The tower collapsed. When Ayan woke, he was back on the surface. The city was gone. Only flat sand remained. In his hand was a small stone tablet. One word carved into it. Choose. Far away, children's laughter drifted across the dunes. Children of the dunes. The laughter was real, not an echo, not the wind. Children. Ayan stood still, holding the stone tablet marked Choose. The word felt heavier than stone. The laughter came again, closer now. He followed it. Beyond a low dune, he saw them. 5 children, barefoot, clothes faded by sun and sand, faces calm, too calm. They were playing a game, drawing circles in the sand with sticks. Ayan's throat tightened. "Hello?" he said softly. The children turned together. All at once, their eyes were old, not tired, experienced. One girl stepped forward. "You came late," she said. Ayan froze. "Late for what?" She pointed to the sand. Footprints appeared. Small, many. Then they vanished. The boy beside her smiled. "We don't leave marks," he said. "The desert keeps them for us." Ayan asked, "Where are your parents?" The children looked at each other, then back at him. "They're walking," the girl replied. "They haven't stopped yet." A gust of wind rose. The sand shifted, revealing bones beneath the surface. Adult bones. The children did not look. Ayan knelt. You shouldn't be here. The smallest child tilted his head. Neither should you. The game stopped. The girl picked up the stick and wrote something in the sand. Remember us. Ayan felt tears burn. What happens to you at night? He asked. The children answered together. We guard the desert. The sky darkened suddenly. Shadows stretched long, but the children cast none. The laughter returned, distorted now, echoing from every direction. Ayan backed away. Come with me, he said desperately. I'll take you out. The girl shook her head. You can't take what the world already forgot. She stepped closer and placed something in his hand. A small cloth doll, warm, still. The wind roared. When it stopped, the children were gone. Only 5 small circles remained in the sand, and one new sentence carved deep. If you leave, who will remember them? Ayan looked at the horizon. For the first time, the desert felt less like a place, and more like a responsibility. The well that cries. The desert grew quieter after the children vanished. Not peaceful, ashamed. Ayan walked for hours, the cloth doll tied to his pack like a promise he didn't understand yet. As the sun burned lower, he heard it, dripping. Impossible in a place like this. He followed the sound. A stone well stood alone between dunes, old, cracked, leaning, yet untouched by sand. Ayan peered inside. Darkness. Then a sound rose from deep below. A sob. Soft. Broken. The well was crying. Ayan whispered, Who's there? The sobbing stopped. Silence stretched. Then a voice answered, thin, weak. Are you here to drink? Or to give? Ayan swallowed. I'm thirsty, he said honestly. The rope beside the well tightened by itself. A bucket rose. Clear water shimmered inside. Too clear. Ayan hesitated. The voice spoke again. Nothing here is free. He drank anyway. The water was cold and painfully so. Memories rushed through him. Every time he had been ignored, every truth he had spoken that died unheard, every name he tried to save but couldn't. The bucket dropped back into the well. The sobbing returned, louder now. Ayan's hand shook. What do you want? He asked. The wind stilled. Blood remembers, the well whispered. Ayan understood. He cut his palm. One drop fell. The desert trembled. The sobbing turned into relief. The bucket rose again, this time heavy. Inside were faces, reflected, men, women, children, not drowning and watching. Ayan staggered back. Who are they? The well answered. Those who gave and were never thanked. The stone around the well cracked. Names appeared, etched by something living. One name bled fresh. Ayan Malik. He wrapped his bleeding hand and stepped away. Behind him, the well wept softly, not in pain now, but in release. As night fell, the wind carried a warning across the dunes. You cannot save everyone. Ayan looked at the doll. For the first time, he whispered back, I know. The moon rose red, and the desert listened. Names in the wind. Ayan did not sleep. The wind would not allow it. All night it moved across the dunes like a slow breath, carrying something heavier than sand. Names. At first they were whispers and soft, almost kind. Then they grew clearer. Amina. Rashid. Safiya. Real names, spoken the way loved ones speak them. Ayan covered his ears. The wind moved inside him instead. By dawn, the desert was alive with voices. Not shouting, calling. Every direction pulled at him, each name tied to a story he could almost remember. Ayan shouted into the wind, Why are you doing this? The desert answered by slowing the wind to a crawl. One name remained. His mother's voice. Ayan. He fell to his knees. I remember, he whispered. I never forgot. The wind shifted. The voice changed. Colder now. You remembered too late. The sand before him lifted, forming letters mid-air. Names are anchors. The wind pushed him forward. As he walked, the whispers faded one by one like souls being released. Then he noticed something terrifying. Some names did not fade. They followed him, stuck to him like shadows, each step heavier than the last. Ayan realized the truth. The desert was not speaking names. It was choosing carriers. By sunset, Ayan could barely walk. The doll slipped from his pack and fell into the sand. Immediately, the wind screamed. The sand swallowed the doll, and the weight lifted. Ayan gasped. The desert spoke clearly now. To carry is to stay. He stood still, shaking. The stone tablet burned hot in his pocket. Choose. Ahead, he saw a silhouette. A man walking. Straight. Unaging. Waiting. The man who never left. The man walked without sinking into the sand. Each step left no mark. Ayan followed at a distance, afraid that if he spoke, the figure might dissolve like the others. Finally, the man stopped. He did not turn. You've been carrying names, the man said. His voice was steady, not tired, not young. How long have you been here? Ayan asked. Long enough to be remembered, the man replied. He turned. His face was calm, unlined, preserved. Did you die here? Ayan whispered. The man shook his head. I stayed. The desert wind moved gently around him, respectful. I was a teacher, the man continued. I tried to tell their stories when no one listened. Ayan felt the weight in his chest. What's your name? The man smiled faintly. It used to matter. They walked together. As night fell, Ayan noticed something horrifying. The stars above the man were missing. A blank patch of sky followed him. Why are you still walking? Ayan asked. The man stopped. Because if I stop, he said softly, everything they forgot will collapse. He placed something in Ayan's hand. A folded page. A list of names. Hundreds. Children, families, entire villages. Take them, the man said. I'm tired. Ayan's hand shook. If I take them, what happens to you? The man looked at the horizon. I will finally sit down. The desert held its breath. The stone tablet burned hot. Choose. Ayan stepped back. I can't. The man nodded, not angry. Then keep walking. The wind howled. Sand rose like a wall between them. When it settled and the man was gone, only one footprint remained, and it slowly filled with sand. Ayan stood alone again, but the desert felt closer now, watching, waiting. When the sky turned white, the wind stopped. Not slowed, stopped. Ayan looked up. The sky was no longer blue. It was pale, drained of color like paper left in the sun too long. Then the sand began to rise. Not in a storm, in silence. Each grain lifted slowly, floating, as if time itself had weakened. Ayan tried to breathe. The air tasted like dust and memory. Images formed in the sky, not clouds, scenes, villages burning, not from fire, but from neglect, records being erased, names crossed out, maps redrawn. Ayan saw officials signing papers, libraries locking doors, histories being rewritten. The desert was not a disaster, it was a decision. The voice returned, not loud, not cruel. We were hidden to keep others clean. The sand gathered into shapes. Faces, thousands of them. All looking down. Ayan screamed, "You deserve to be remembered." The sky cracked. White light poured down. Ayan collapsed. He saw himself again, this time from above, walking into the desert, knowing, choosing. The images shifted. The man who never left sat down at last. The children stopped guarding and lay peacefully beneath the dunes. The well fell silent, satisfied. The voice whispered, "One remains." The sky darkened again. The sand fell. The world returned. But Ayan was different. His shadow was lighter, thinner, as if something had already begun leaving him. The stone tablet in his hand cracked down the middle. The word choose split into two. A path appeared ahead, two directions. One led out, one led deeper. Ayan closed his eyes. The truth buried alive. Ayan opened his eyes. The desert was quiet, not waiting anymore. Accepting. He took the deeper path. The sand hardened beneath his feet, turning to stone. Walls rose on both sides, forming a corridor buried below the dunes. Torches ignited on their own. Their flames burned white. At the end of the corridor stood a chamber. Inside were tables, documents, bones stacked carefully beside files. Not chaos, organization. Ayan's hands trembled as he read. Evacuation orders never sent. Villages marked expendable. Entire populations erased to protect borders, reputations, profits. The desert had not been forgotten. It had been silenced. A final document lay alone, stamped approved. At the bottom, signatures, some still active in the world above. Ayan felt sick. The voice spoke for the last time. Truth was buried so the world could sleep. The chamber began to collapse. Sand poured in. Ayan ran, but the exit sealed. The sand rose to his chest, then his neck. The voice whispered gently, "Will you carry us, or join us?" Ayan laughed, broken, exhausted. He held up the recorder. "I'll carry you," he said, "even if no one listens." The sand stopped. A small opening appeared. A final message carved itself into stone. "Remembering has a cost." Ayan crawled out. Behind him, the chamber sealed forever. The desert exhaled. The desert chooses. Ayan walked toward the horizon. For the first time, the desert did not follow him. The air grew lighter with every step, like a hand slowly releasing its grip. At the edge of the dunes, the sand changed color. Normal, lifeless, safe. A road appeared. Old, cracked, real. Ayan stopped. Behind him, the desert stretched endlessly. Silent now, not empty. Full. The recorder in his hand was warm. Still recording. The wind moved once more, gentle, almost kind. "You will be doubted," it said. "You will be called a liar." Ayan nodded. "I know." The voice softened. "But you will remember." Ayan stepped onto the road. The moment his foot touched it, the desert changed. Far behind him, dunes settled. Children's laughter faded into rest. The well dried. The names lifted from the wind. The man who never left finally slept. Ayan did not look back. Years later, a book appeared. Banned in 3 countries. Mocked in others. Ignored at first, then shared, quietly. People read it at night. Closed it in silence. Felt heavier afterward. Maps were questioned. Archives reopened. Names spoken again. And somewhere, far from cameras and borders, the desert remained. Still hidden. Still watching. Not angry. Patient. Because it knew the truth. As long as one remembers, we are never truly buried. The recorder stopped. Ayan's shadow returned to normal. But sometimes, when the wind is right, the desert whispers his name. Not to call him back. To say thank you. The end.